So here is a more updated and in some ways more concise version of my ideas to make masks better so people wear them more and so they're more usable through science. I have some older videos that display some different ideas, but this is a more up-to-date, more concise version. Well, one idea I have is to make it have some ability to analyze your breath. It can be done in a couple different ways. Maybe it has some filter or charcoal thing that slowly samples your breath over the whole day and certain chemicals absorb onto it, and they can be analyzed by an instrument to get a good sample reading, which might tell you about various health. Like some animals can detect if you're unhealthy, even have cancer, by smelling you. Another thing you could do is you could have built-in sensor stuff, like alcohol sensor stuff that work 24/7 or some combo. You could also have ones that have exposure to outside chemicals and pollutants, and instead it detects some of those things. Besides, a filter in a mask could instead be used also to clean up stinky breath, which everyone has. Sometimes people are embarrassed by it. Also, certain health conditions can cause you to have stinky breath, which might mean you get persecuted for something way, way beyond your control. Or certain foods and stuff. It also just might bother people around you in ways that might be unfair to them because maybe they have sensory processing disorder, but just not used to it. So it might let you eat more of the food you want to eat without bothering people around you. You could also maybe observe ones from like burps or other ones that you might have some gas ones and stop you from getting yourself embarrassed. A problem with, not to move on to the next thing, a problem that some people have with masks is they can't read people's lips, look at their motions. So maybe having clear like silicone fiber or something around your lips and stuff could allow people to better read it. Some of these fabrics or clear things are totally unbreathable, which means you'd have to have unbreathable paths that's right in front of your lips and breathe more through the side of the face, which doesn't obstruct breath too much. Or you can have something that is in between, that you have like that fabric with tiny little holes. It's still not as breathable as the fabric, but breathable more and more breathable on the sides. Or you can start developing a more unique, more advanced fabric that is actually fully breathable along the whole thing. Another idea is to have a mask that more covers the whole face. And this could have several advantages compared to a conventional mask. First of all, by covering the whole face, we have now eliminated also allergens from reaching the eyes and bothering the eyes, which is a real concern for some people. It might also keep the eyes a little more moist. It also can prevent, if people sneeze on you, it can keep your face cleaner, or something else was sprayed on your face. And also, it might be for some people more comfortable because it's not pressing on the nose as much or hanging on one. It's more shrink wrap around the whole face, and it might be more comforting feeling. Now, of course, some people are going to hate this a lot more, so I'm saying for some people this whole time. Another idea is to have everything have a little zipper or something, so you can unzip part of it in such a way that you can put a straw or something in, so you can drink while not exposing your whole face to the outside air. Or maybe there's also a little flap to better do this, so there's even less exposure. Or maybe you can sneak in little snacks that are not too messy through it, as an idea. Or maybe you can unzip so people can read your lips really in the case of. Just a couple little ideas right there. Another thing is you could have a built-in microphone in this. This is really close to your face, so better noise one, even though you have to figure out how to get rid of some noise of the mask crunching and moving and get rid of those sound distortions, which may or may not be a big deal, depending on how the technology develops. Another thing that might be useful is just to have what I'm going to call a comfort band. Now, the idea between a comfort band is having the band that goes around the ear something made more comfortable through a variety of means. One of those means might be having it have a little fluffy thing or something go around it so it doesn't push on the ear and fasten that causes as much pressure or feels not as good. And that can be just maybe thicker or more the shape of it or maybe fluffy. You could have it also maybe a little less pressure on the ear because maybe the thing also has some stuff that goes around the back of your head to relieve some pressure. Maybe some of it's supported like a baseball cap or something by other means. So it's a little less pressure in place so it's more comfortable. Another idea beyond that is to have the bands that hold it in place have different tightness adjustments so they become more comfortable for different individuals with just slight adjustments, like you might have on certain backpacks or knapsacks you wear different adjustments. Yet another idea, and this appears on some of my older videos, is to have a way of defogging this whole thing so it doesn't fog up glasses and stuff as much. Which might be a big deal if you have really bad eyesight or something. And the way you could do this is to put before the nose or something, have a little bit of like cotton or foam or something that recondenses the air that's going to go to the nose so it doesn't come raw top when it hit the nose and acts as somewhat of a water barrier. And that's just how I would see the simplest way of doing that. And you can have different barriers there. And that also could add some more comfort, maybe by making it smoothie and foamy right there. Yet another idea is some of these ones with the straps and stuff, the metal to conform to your nose shape, just get rid of it, all the metal there. And the reason why you might want to get rid of all the metal there is a couple of folds, but one of the folds is simply that metal can not be used in certain procedures such as MRIs and stuff like that, which is rare, but it's a thing. So it might be more useful for hospitals when, anyways, it might be a better idea to wear a mask if you're in a hospital environment, because where you think more people are more likely to be sick. A sensor you could probably build in quite easily here is just a heat sensor. That can just be two little pieces of metal, which I know I just said about making the whole thing non-metal, or plastic, something you put it to feel charge in it, and it changes the conductivity or voltage just depending on heat. You could have this whole thing be in some way modular. And modular things you could do for it is you could have different bands for different styles of comfort. You could have different faces for the asthma mask person, for comfort, for style, for lip reading, for other features in case one gets broken or tear in it, or maybe for recycling purpose, and maybe for all the extra add-ons like heat sensors or microphones I talked about. You could have in modular. And the last thing that could be done is we could really look into how the end is it for it. Because a lot of masks, we have to admit, do get discarded on the street or fall off. People forget it or they would get lost or torn or something other happens to it. So we really need to look at the end of the cycle and see how they degrade, how they degrade and stuff like that to make sure they're environmentally friendly. And I think in this case, maybe more important to look at how they degrade instead of recycling because of how much of them get lost and so on. Well, thank you very much for listening. Please like and subscribe, it really helps turn out. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers in a year, 4,000 watch hours, which is really hard. With your help, I think I can do it. or see if any of these for future videos, comments, or suggestions, please in the comment section below. Again, thank you very much. Goodbye.